earlier this evening, I met up with my friend. We were going to talk about the 200th YCS and sort of what cards we're going to play, what side deck tech we're going to play, and he asked me when I thought the next ban list would be updated, and I told him that I know it sounds crazy, but I actually think it's going to be uploaded pretty soon, and the reason I said that is because, well, two things really. First off, whenever there is a suspended player update, a lot of the times they post the ban list update within the next couple weeks, but more importantly, at the last UDS, the winter one, I guess not the most recent one, but the one before that, the winter UDS tournament, which is a pretty big tournament, pretty big deal, they actually uploaded the ban list on the Monday before the event, which was pretty unprecedented, but I thought it was pretty cool. And it was funny because in between where we met, which was a local store, like it's not our locals, but it is a locals in the area. In between meeting there, having that conversation, and then going to the restaurant, the ban list actually got updated. Now, I didn't notice the ban list was updated because I didn't check my phone when I first got to the restaurant. Otherwise, this video would have been uploaded a lot sooner. But basically, I sat down, ordered a drink, and then when it got there, I noticed that I opened my phone and I had like 20 messages from people saying the ban list is up. And at first, I didn't believe it, and we'll open it here and we'll kind of talk about it. But I honestly didn't believe this because never before has the ban list been uploaded this early, or sorry, this late. It's always uploaded really early on in the day. When I was in college the last couple of years, I always had a class at 1:40 in the afternoon, and I always had to miss it to talk about the ban list, which I'm not ashamed of. It was important to talk about the ban list. And so this is like unprecedented that they would upload it so late in the evening. And I did try to record a reaction video in the actual restaurant. I'm going to put that at the end of this video, but the first half I want to go through here just in case you haven't actually seen it. We can kind of take a look. So this part isn't a live reaction. My live reaction will be in a couple minutes after we go through it real quick, but I've already seen this list and I've already talked about my friend for a couple hours. So first off, we have Samsero Lotus. That is banned now because it was involved in FTK with this card called Trickstar Cat Bat, Black Cat Bat, which is a pretty weird OTK, or FTK I should say. It topped to one ARG and maybe a regional, but it wasn't super relevant. But it is an FTK that involved Firewall Dragon. You'll see here they actually go really out of their way to hit everything except Firewall Dragon. The next cards we have Nightmare Goblin and Invoker hit, both of them banned. I actually predicted this. I thought this was going to happen. It might sound pretty crazy, but I think that is like the most Konami thing to do, is hit Goblin instead of hitting Firewall Dragon. They don't like that card very much. And if both these hits were the only hits to Gokis, I would say that Gokis would still be very strong, and I do think they're still going to be good, but the big problem here is that by banning Invoker, you basically ruin the rank 3 version, which is like the most popular version right now, so people would naturally want to try out the Sky Striker version. Well, the problem with that is that, as you'll see in a second, Hornet Drones is limited, but yeah, those cards are pretty big deals for Goki. Nothing else banned. On here we have, we'll talk about that in a second, which is probably the title of this video, but A Assault Core is limited. Once again, this was part of an FTK. Basically, you would summon Firewall Dragon with 2 A Assault Cores and a Cannon Soldier, and because A Assault Core can add itself back to the hand, you could actually loop them, just like the Lotus, where it's not really being played at tournaments, but it is an FTK, and they don't want to hit Firewall Dragon for some reason. So far, we basically have 3, if not 4 hits that are all made specifically just to keep Firewall Dragon in the game, so Konami really wants to keep that card in the game. And then we have, Stratos is back. Will this make a difference? No. They also limited the best card to summon this with, which is a Hero Lives. This card is cool though. I think it's cool to finally give players this thing back. Yes, it is not once per turn, so technically you might find some sort of FTK or OTK with Firewall Dragon. I think the likelihood of that happening is pretty low. I think it's cool. I think that this is kind of a meme card at this point, and Konami really wanted to give it to us back just because it's been out of the game for so long. So that's cool. We scroll down, we have Morphine Jar back. Probably irrelevant. It's way too slow now, but it's cool. And then we scroll down a little bit more. You see Electromite is limited on the same day that Triff Gaming got banned, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we have Electromite limited, which is pretty sad for Pendulum players. We have Omega limited. Pretty sad for me. I haven't played Omega in a lot of decks recently, but I guess the decks that I was playing it in, I only had 1 copy anyway. But yeah, this card, it's a card that I've played a lot. Haven't played a lot in the last couple months here, but in the decks that I've recently played it in, I was only playing 1 anyway. But it's kind of a stupid card, so I guess I see why they... What's funny about the Omega hit is that it actually makes the promo card from the Yusei tin a lot worse. Pretty much the only thing that card was good for was summoning 3 Omega really fast, so that's kind of funny. We move down, you can see a lot of cards here. We have Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, which is pretty crazy. I didn't actually think they were going to bring that back, so that's kind of nuts. Hero Lives is limited, so Stratos won't be too crazy. And then we have Card Destruction limited. This seems like a pretty obvious push for Danger. I don't think any other deck will play it. It's not that crazy in every single deck. I mean, if you think back, I don't know if you guys were playing when Card Destruction was legal last time, which was in 2013, but even before that, like, not every single deck played this card. It is, I mean, it's one of those situations where like card advantage doesn't matter so much, but it does matter because card destruction is technically in every single deck a -1. It's just the decks that make use of the discarded cards where it's a plus. So obviously Dark World Dangers is going to play it. Obviously Burning Abyss Dangers is going to play it. I think this is very clearly a push for the Danger archetype. Scroll down a little bit further, we see Hornet Drones Limited, which I already mentioned. I saw this coming. I mentioned it in several videos. I thought this was the right hit. It makes Engage a really bad card to splash into an engine, because now if you splash Engage, you can't just play 3 Engage, 3 Hornet Drones, and like 1 Afterburner. You have to play like 3 Engage, 1 Hornet Drone, 1 Afterburner, 1 Widow Anchor, and then you have all these Garnets, because Engage is only good if you can actually resolve it, so you need to have enough cards in deck to actually resolve it. Super Poly Limited, probably won't do anything. And then we scroll down, and we can see Cosmo Dark Destroyer is semi-limited. Pretty cool. Maybe not the craziest thing, but it's cool to have. It kind of combos with the other card that they made, so we can see these other semi-limits here. So the Dark Destroyer combos with limiter removal being semi-limited. I don't know if that will actually matter. But we can also see Call by the Grave semi-limited. Konami seems to actually want hand traps to exist, I think. It's weird because before Call by the Grave was added to the game, when we were sort of in the Pendulum era, a lot of people said that this card was healthy for the game and it really needed to be in the game because hand traps were so annoying. And while it is true to some extent, I think what we saw happen with Gokis in particular is that Call by the Grave was too powerful because it meant that you couldn't use a hand trap to stop a degenerate strategy like that. I think when hand traps are the most healthy is when they're stopping degenerate strategies before Konami actually hits them on the ban list. And then by playing Call by the Grave, you actually just out all those cards. So I think this will, this seems like a pretty small hit, but it actually will make a pretty big difference. Scapegoat and Terraforming to semi-limited really affect Trickstar Sky Strikers in particular. That deck lost a lot. It lost a Scapegoat, lost a Terraforming, lost Hornet Drones. That's a lot. I think it'll still be a good deck. I actually think the three or four best decks from this past format, being Trickstar Sky Strikers, Pure Sky Strikers, Goki, and Altergeist. I think all of them will be okay after this list. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm an Altergeist player. Also, Altergeist weren't hit on this list at all, which is pretty cool for me. But I think that all 4 of those decks will actually still be playable, just not in the ways that we're used to. Move down to the Unlimited. We have Cliffort Towers, doesn't matter. Disc Commander, doesn't matter. It got eroded if you don't know. Burial from Your Dimension, that sounds pretty crazy. I don't know if any deck actually is taking advantage of even 2 copies of this card. I don't even know if the zombie dinosaur decks were even playing 2 copies of it. It's not really, we're just at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where if the card doesn't start combos or prevent your combo, or prevent your opponent from stopping your combos, if it's like not one of those 2 things where it just doesn't matter anymore. But it's cool. It's cool. I wanted it at 2 for a while, and then now it's at 3, so that's kind of exciting. And then Ring of Destruction, obviously it's the eroded version, so it's not that crazy. Anyway, though, that is pretty much the list. Now I'm just going to, not have kind of had a chance for you guys to see it, even though I'm sure you already have seen it. It's gonna be uploaded at like 3 in the morning or something. I'm just gonna post the live reaction in the bar. It is very loud. I apologize for that. But if you want to see my sort of candid reactions, I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure candid means like in the moment reactions. I don't know. I'm not a photographer. But if you want to see my reactions in the moment when I first read the list, it's pretty exciting. And so that'll play now. But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the clip. Okay, so they've never dropped a ban list at like, it's 10 p.m. That's ridiculous. But I'm not even
Eastern
at home
time.
right now.
It's early in California.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's only like, that's still crazy. They usually do it like noon. Anyway, the ban list just got updated. I'm at a restaurant, so I guess we're doing a reaction to it, and I'll edit like some stuff on the screen. So first off, I see Sam Cyril Lotus is banned. That's pretty crazy. It actually was part of an FTK in Goki. It never topped anything. Maybe it topped like a regional, but that's why that's banned. And then they banned Nightmare Goblin in Invoker. Wow. Okay, wait, when is this legal? Dude, it's legal. Wait, that's today, right? Or no, it's legal literally next week. Okay, so this is in fact for the 200. So Invoker's banned, Nightmare Goblin is banned. That's insane. I mean, are they gonna hit more stuff? Nothing else is banned. Moving down. Okay, first off, A Assault Core is limited. I don't know where the hell that came from. There is an FTK with multiple A Assault Cores. Basically that means that Firewall isn't banned because A Assault Core, if you have 2 of them and a Cannon Soldier, you can keep tributing them for and add himself back and then loop your opponent. But Stratos is back. That must have been what you were laughing about. But so Stratos is back. It won't do anything. It isn't a once per turn. So maybe it was like an FTK with it, but okay, hopefully people will just stop complaining about that card now. And then we have Morphing Jars back. What the? Electromite is limited, but Trip is banned. And then Omega is limited. A Hero Lives is... Oh, so A Hero Lives is like their preemptive hit for Stratos being too crazy. Card Destruction is limited. That's nuts. Whoa, I missed Exciton Knight. Exciton Knight's back? Is there any rank 4 decks? I don't even think so, but that's crazy. Exciton Knight is back. What else we got here? Hornet Drones is limited, hell yeah. Super Poly is limited. As far as Hornet Drones goes, I mean, that card's really freaking annoying, so I don't know. Like, I mentioned that in my ban list prediction video and my ban list wish list video. It's the hit that they did in the OCG. It makes Engage a lot less splashable, because if you want to splash Engage in something, you now have to play, like, 1 Hornet Drones and, like, Afterburners and Widow Anchor and other cards like that. So they're, like, Garnets. That's awesome, though. And then Super Poly, I mean, nothing's going to play that card, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. And then we have semi-limited Dark Destroyer. That's cool. I mean, Dark Destroyer probably won't make a big impact, but it's still cool to have. We have Called by the Grave. That's kind of weird. Limiter Removal, Scapegoat, and Terraforming. Limiter Removal is kind of crazy. That does kind of push Cyber Dragons into like the kind of dangerous territory. It's kind of a card you don't want to have at 2. It seems a little too crazy at 2. Maybe probably people just won't play it. And then Scapegoat is awesome. Called by the Grave is kind of weird. I guess they just thought the card was too good in Gokis. And then we have Terraforming as well, which is good for field spell decks, so if they're taken down a notch. We have Towers, Disc Commander, Burial, and Ring of Destruction, all unlimited, which is pretty crazy. None of those cards will probably do anything. Disc Commander is errata. That was just errata like yesterday. Overall, this list is pretty crazy though. Notice no direct Goki hits, like to the Goki cards, or Isolde does not hit at all. That's not super surprising. It was sort of announced, sort of leaked that Isolde is going to be in a special edition as a promo, so it's not super surprising that card doesn't hit. Obviously, they can't hit something if they're printing it in a special edition. But Goblin like ruins the whole combo. So it'll still be interesting. This list is super crazy. Trickstar Sky Strikers are super hit. Any Sky Striker variant is super hit. No Altergeist hits, which is pretty crazy. Lots of cool stuff came back. The 200s is going to be insane. I can't believe Konami did a list like this, and I can't believe they updated it a week before the 200th. But yeah, it's going to be crazy. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this list in the comment section below, and I'll see you later. Bye.